warming up an aquatic ecosystem to the point where desirable organisms are adversely affected. The conventional sedimentation, filtering and chlorine treatment are given. What is sanitary landfills? Waste are dumped in a depression or trench after compaction and covered with dirt every day. All solid wastes are categorized into three categories. What are they? Biodegradable, recyclable and non-biodegradable. Hello dear students, welcome back to session 4 of this interesting chapter called Environmental Issues. Myself B. Shobha Rani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence. Moving forward for the remaining concepts of this interesting chapter and a very important concept, that is environmental issues. We can say it is the talk of the town now. So it is a bound duty to protect and conserve our environment. I think all of us know. You can imagine this is a thermal plant. You know, thermal plant, like for example, it might be the electricity generating unit. Electricity generating unit. You know, the heated thermal waste. Heated, or we use the word called the thermal waste, which are coming as effluents, may cause what you call the thermal pollution. So what is thermal pollution? Warming up an aquatic ecosystem to the point where desirable organisms are adversely affected. So what is thermal pollution? So warming up an aquatic ecosystem to the point, I think all of us know heat that is generated through the waste where desirable organisms are adversely affected. So thermal wastewater eliminates or reduces the number of organisms sensitive to high temperature. I think all of us know all the organisms will not have the capacity to bear the same temperature. So they have the capacity. It depends upon the body's mechanism whether to adjust to a particular temperature. So here thermal wastewater eliminates or reduces the number of organisms, and I think all of us know some organisms are too sensitive to temperature. So such organisms will be reduced. So it also enhances the growth of plants and fish in such a great manner by utilizing a mixture of artificial and natural process. So it enhances the growth of plants and fish also to an extent by utilizing a mixture of both artificial and natural process. So it has been in town of Arcata, place in northern coast of California. So this has been observed in town of Arcata in the northern coast of California. So what is thermal pollution? So warming up an aquatic ecosystem to the point where desirable organisms are adversely affected. So thermal wastewater eliminates or reduces the number of organisms sensitive to high temperature. So it is going to enhance the growth of plants and fish by utilizing a mixture of artificial and natural process. So it has been in town of Arcata in northern coast of California. So the treatment is done in 2 stages. So how do we treat then the conventional sedimentation? So nowadays they are going for this conventional method as well as for the new technology. With the advancement in the field of science and technology, newer methods have come to avoid or for the treatment of the thermal waste. So the conventional is the sedimentation, filtering and chlorine treatment are given. So the biologists developed a series of 6 connected marshes over 60 acres of marshland. Right. So appropriate plants, algae, fungi and bacteria were seeded into this area which neutralize, absorb and assimilate the pollutant. So appropriate plants, algae, fungi and bacteria were seeded into this area which neutralize, absorb and assimilate the pollutant. So how is the treatment done? The treatment is done in 2 stages. So the conventional sedimentation, filtering and chlorine treatment are given. So the biologists developed a series of 6 connected marshes over 60 hectares of marshland. So appropriate plants, algae, fungi and bacteria were seeded into this area, which neutralize, absorb and assimilate the pollutant. So the waste water flows through the marshes. So here you can see the marshy area or moist soil and it gets purified naturally. So the marshes also constitutes a sanctuary, as you know, with high level of biodiversity in the form of fishes, animals and birds that now reside there. So there is one group called Friends of Arcata Marsh. So it is called FOAM. This is one word which is asked in the exam. Expand FOAM. FOAM means what? A citizens group called Friends of Arcata Marsh is responsible. So they all together are responsible for upkeep and safeguarding of this project. So this is how the thermal plant has been protected. So ecological sanitation, I think all of us know that is the disposal of human excreta is a challenge. So imagine the amount of human excreta that is produced in everyday life, and the very important is the disposal and the treatment of the sewage containing human excreta. So it is the ecological sanitation is a sustainable system for handling human excreta using dry composting toilets. So now I think we all have come across many a times where we have this eco sand toilets. So nowadays people are aware of the use of the toilets, and I think nowadays even in rural areas it has become compulsory that they are supposed to use the toilets. So they, particularly in rural areas, they did not have much idea about the use of toilets, but now due to the awareness created by the health department and by the government of Karnataka, and also helping them out to come out to build their own toilets. So maybe that is the reason why even now in rural areas also we come across people using the toilet. So that is very, very important concept, because to maintain what ecological sanitation, sanitary measures, proper sanitary measures are very important to avoid pollution, right? So here ecological sanitation is a sustainable system for handling human excreta using dry composting toilets. So this is practical, hygienic, efficient and cost effective solution to human waste disposal. So dry composting toilets is the best method, and it is practical, it can be used, then hygienic also, it is not going to cause any adverse effect with reference to health. Then it is efficient and cost effective, very, very important is, so it is going to reduce the cost effective solution to human waste disposal. So with this composting method, that is dry composting method, human excreta can be recycled and into resource as natural fertilizer. I think we might have come across many ads that are given in TV channels, like the famous actor Akshay Kumar. He has come out with the use of toilets, and also a movie had come with related to this toilet, and also how it can be recycled and used as a natural fertilizer. See how the awareness is created. We all have a bad notion about human excreta, that we say that it is something bad, but he has also proved that, it can be recycled into resource and used as a natural fertilizer. So eco sand toilets are being used in Kerala and Sri Lanka. So this is one form, like now we have. So for example, immediately the toilets has to be set up. So in that case, the eco sand toilets are definitely going to prove more effective in usage. So ecological science, so you can see the pit there. So this is a normal conventional method what is used in everyday life for the disposal of human excreta, which goes to the pit, manhole we call it as. So ecological sanitation is a sustainable system for handling human excreta using dry composting toilets. So this is a practical, hygienic, efficient and cost-effective solution to human waste disposal. So with this composting, that is dry composting method, human excreta can be recycled into resource, that is as natural fertilizer. So like we have this eco sand toilets, like many states are using this, one country like Sri Lanka and even Kerala. And nowadays even in Karnataka also this eco sand toilets have been used. Then sanitary landfills. What is sanitary landfills? Waste are dumped in a depression or trench after compaction and covered with dirt every day. So even this is also very good method for human excreta disposal, that is waste are dumped into a depression or trench after compaction and covered with dirt every day. But as you know, it is also having certain disadvantage, sanitary landfill. So what is the disadvantage of you going for the sanitary landfills? Shortage of space. So it requires more space. So shortage of space of for huge garbage, for the disposal of huge garbage. Danger of seepage. So it goes deeper into the soil and it may also pollute the groundwater, and chemicals polluting the groundwater resources. So this is also a very a very important thing to be noted, because sanitary landfills may also pollute the groundwater resources. So obviously, I think, like for example, they go for this bore wells, etc. Even that water also might be polluted. Next, solution of solid waste. How do we categorize this solid waste? Solid waste might be like any plastic, or it might be the containers, or it might be the vegetable waste, wet waste and dry waste. So we use a word called solid waste. So all solid wastes are categorized into three types. I think all of us know now the municipal corporation has come out with the disposal of garbage into three categories. So we need to separate the garbage into three parts. One is biodegradable, that which can go back, which is degradable, biodegradable and recyclable, and non-biodegradable. Like plastic is a non-biodegradable substance. So we need to separate it. I think best method is to less use of plastic. As we know, many important measures have been taken to avoid plastic, use of containers, tins, etc. So right, at least that can be recycled to some extent, but plastic cannot be recycled. So we can categorize the solid waste into three categories. One is called biodegradable, recyclable, and non-biodegradable. Now, solution of solid waste. So all solid waste are categorized into three types. So as we know that it is categorized into biodegradables, recyclable, and non-biodegradable. All garbage generated is sorted first. So that is very important. Like we have even dustbins like green, yellow, red to categorize the garbage. Very important. So it is bound duty of each and every person who is a citizen of this country to take care of the disposal of garbage. It is not only the concern of the municipal corporation or the government, but it is our duty. And when the waste or the garbage is produced by the human beings, so it is our bound duty also to take care to see that it is disposed in a proper manner. So we need to, and imagine those people who are working in that particular department in disposing the garbage in spite of their threat to their health. So imagine, so thinking of those people, it's a bound duty to separate the garbage into three types, that is biodegradable, recyclable, and non-biodegradable. So all the garbage generated is sorted out first. So recyclable material to be separated and sent for recycle. So obviously, when we separate it, it is easy. So when it is dumped together, then it is very difficult to separate it. So when we are putting the garbage, and if we are separating it ourselves and then giving it, then it will be easy for the people to dispose it. So recyclable material to be separated and sent for recycle. Biodegradable waste can be put into deep pits in the ground and be left for natural breakdown because it is biodegradable. Then only non-biodegradable waste are left and required to be disposed. So these two we can manage. That is, the recyclable material is sent for recycling, biodegradable is put in the pits, but only the problem arises with the non-biodegradable substances or the waste like plastic. So imagine, if you see this picture, imagine the amount of waste plastic that is produced, and imagine the amount of smell, stench that is going to cause by dumping such the garbage. And disposal of these is very important, and it is a challenge also for the government as well as for the municipal corporation, right? So solution, what is the solution for the solid waste disposal? All solid wastes are categorized into three categories. What are they? Biodegradable, recyclable, and non-biodegradable. So all the garbage generated is sorted out first. So recyclable material to be separated and sent for recycles. Biodegradable waste can be put into deep pits in the ground and be left for natural breakdown. So only non-biodegradable wastes are left and required to be disposed. So prevention, I think for everything there is a solution, but only thing is we need to cooperate with the municipal corporation and the government in keeping our environment clean and free of pollution. So here, preventive measures. So I think you might have come across like use of covers. Plastic covers is first of all banned. But as I said, this is one form of disposing also. The need to reduce our garbage. First and foremost is reduce the use of garbage. Like use less of non-biodegradable substances and recyclable substances like cans, bottles, etc. So here the need to reduce our garbage generation should be a prime goal. So first of all, use less garbage. Maybe the kitchen waste, like the vegetable waste peel, the fruits peel, that can be recycled. That is biodegradable. It can be degraded fast. So reduction, first very important is what? Less use of plastics. So whenever we go to a market, we have a habit of just going without carrying any cloth bags. So when we come back home, we'll have so many covers in our hand. So the use of paper bags is now more encouraged. I think if you go to any of the shopping malls or shops, they give you the paper cover. So paper is biodegradable, but we should not take the plastic. I think now the government itself has banned use of plastics and the plastic products, right? But one thing, I think maximum in our daily life we use plastic, right? But reduction in use of plastic and use of eco-friendly packaging. So eco-friendly packaging we have to use. Then carrying cloth or other natural fiber carry bags when we go for shopping. So we should make it a habit of carrying the cloth bags whenever we go to a shopping, not just go with the bare hands and come back with lots of plastic bags in our hands. So that we should avoid. Refusing polythene bags. Even if they give you, we should avoid using refusing the polythene bags. So better is carry a paper cover or even use the cloth bag is the best part, where we can also reuse it again and again by washing it, right? So what is the best preventive method? Yes, like packing separately, and the need to reduce our garbage generation should be a prime goal. Reduction in use of plastic and use of eco-friendly packaging. Carrying cloth or other natural fiber or carry bags when we go shopping, and refusing polythene bags. Hope you have understood all the concepts what I have explained in today's session. So I'll be back with another very important waste, that is electronic waste, e-waste, and also agrochemicals and their effects. So I'll be back in the coming session with some more interesting concepts of this chapter. Till then, goodbye and thank you.